Bonjour, and welcome to the Poutine Routine. My name is Chef Christophe, and over the next few weeks, it will be my pleasure to take you on a journey around the world to sample some of the most amazing and authentic poutine recipes that my team and I have found. Poutine began as a recipe in the rural outskirts of Quebec in the late 1950s, and since then, it has swept across Canada, taken a nation by storm, and it is served in the small local diners known as casse-croûte, all the way to the large high-class establishments in downtown Montreal, such as Au Pied de Cochon. For tonight's recipe, we're going to begin where it all began, Montreal, Quebec. 3 ingredients make up a classic poutine: the French fry, the cheese curd, and the light brown gravy. For the potato, we've spiced it up with a little bit of American flavor, a little pomme de terre from Boise, Idaho. Now to begin, what you want to do, if you like the skin, some people don't like the skin. Myself, I'm all for skin. So what I've begun to do is slice in long, lengthwise strips to make a nice disc of a potato. What that will let you do is stack them up to make your 1/4-inch French fry strips. And what we're going to do with the sliced potatoes is put them in a cold water bath to really let them crisp up when we fry them later. Now for the cheese curds, what you want to do is go to a local dairy farm and ask them for the most fresh curds, just recently removed from the whey, to put into our poutine recipe. Now the final ingredient is the light brown gravy. Some people buy the canned variety. I suggest you do it the right way, the authentic way, and take the drippings from a Sunday roast, save them for the time you really want to make a nice poutine, cook them up into a tasty brown gravy, and now this is where you get to play around a little bit. Add some salt and pepper, some of your favorite spices, some herbes de Provence is my favorite, and this is really where you put your own little signature on it. So the first thing we have to do is take the potatoes out of the cold water bath and pat them dry. This will allow the oil to get a nice crisp finish on them. And the secret to this is that we're not going to fry them once. We're going to fry them twice. The first round is at about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we cook it for about 6 to 8 minutes to get the initial coating. Then we're going to dry them off, and on the second go-around, kick up the temperature to about 375, 380 to get that nice golden brown finish. Now when you see it cooking like that, you know you've got the right temperature. Now that's home cooking. So now that we've finished the first round of frying, we've put the fries back onto a paper towel to pat them off, dry them, and we've kicked up the temperature to about 375, 380. And now the second round of frying is going to be at a higher temperature to get that nice crisp. All right, it's a little hot, but a little heat never hurt anybody. So this round, we'll get a nice golden brown crisp onto these French fries. And in about 5 minutes, they're going to be perfect. So while these fries finish up, we're going to get that gravy nice and hot. So we're going to get the skillet nice and hot, put the gravy in and cook it till it just starts to bubble. So now that the second round of frying is done, it's time to plate the meal. I'm just going to put the fries in the cast iron. I've wiped out the oil, let it cool down just a little bit. I've patted the fries dry to make sure they're not soggy when we finish up plating. I'm going to cover it with the cheese curds. And then finally pour out that hot gravy. And to finish it off, to get that cheese nice and gooey, we're going to throw it in the oven at about 300 degrees until it starts bubbling. Oh. And after a few minutes under that high heat, we got ourselves a nice, gooey poutine. Now this is my favorite part, poutine it in my mouth. Now that's what I call a poutine. All right, guys, let's eat some poutine. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, use a fork.